What's up? We are not live on Subway Sports Talk, but ready to roll and talk some New York Yankees as we approach not just the second half of the season, but the trade deadline, sprinkling a little Mets there at the end. But it's time to talk Yankees because I'm tired of hearing Yankee fans complain about this team. The window's here, the window's open, the window's right now. My name is Pete Kennedy. I'm your host. Subway Sports Talks on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, comment, shout out, the whole nine. I got a little different type of recording here today. A quick 20-minute John coming up here in a second where I'm just letting it fly, letting it rip. Monologue style. No breaks, all gas about the New York Yankees. I'm fed up. So, again, I'm Pete Kennedy. You enjoy the show. I'm going to get some more stuff out this week, but you got to follow on socials. I'm ripping on TikTok every single day, multiple pieces of content, YouTube, the podcast app, the whole nine. If you're hearing me say these words, you clearly check something out. You might like what we do here. We're going to have some fun. And also TOL and Friends every Thursday. I don't know if we'll be on this Thursday. However, we got some people traveling and whatnot, but that's all good. You can catch me right here on Subway Sports Talk. Enjoy the show. Cheers.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I might be a Mets fan, but I am thrilled that the Yankees have figured something out heading into this All-Star break because I couldn't take the blasphemy anymore. I couldn't take the Yankee fans saying that this team should sell like their championship window is not open right here, right now. And if you disagree with that, you hit me up on social media at Pete Kennedy with 2 Y's on the end, and I got 2 more Y's for you. Why should the Yankees sell when they have the best player on planet Earth? Why should the Yankees sell if the season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs? Call me old-fashioned. But if you're a playoff team, you go for it, especially in this sport. In the sport of baseball, it is the one sport that anything could happen, that you get hot and you make a run and you end up in the World Series and you might just win the dang thing. What happened to the Yankee fans that I knew growing up as a Met fan who couldn't win a thing in his life? Telling me, 26, 27 World Series. Always in the playoffs, always expecting to win. Who are you guys right now? Saying, we got to sell this piece. We don't got it this year. You certainly do. Because if you don't believe that this team is better than the team you had last year that was in the World Series, then you don't know what it's like to be a Yankee fan anymore. Then you don't understand the pedigree that this roster has. You're not watching the lineup that is so much better today than it was at this point last year. And I'll remind you of all the ups and downs of last year's roster. At this point in time, the New York Yankees are not leading the division. Perhaps it's something you're not used to, yeah? Perhaps you're not used to seeing the Toronto Blue Jays when you open up the ESPN app and check the AL East standings. But guess what? The New York Yankees are only 2 games behind. And I'll remind you one more time. If the season ended right here, right now, they're in the playoffs. As a Yankee fan, are you scared of the Toronto Blue Jays? Are you scared of the Detroit Tigers? Maybe a little bit, and you should be a little bit. But they're the Detroit Tigers. They haven't proved a dang thing. The Houston Astros, the big bad Astros, they've lost 6 out of 10, just like you. The AL was supposed to be garbage this year. I get it. It's better than we expected. But if you're a Yankee fan looking at your lineup with Aaron Judge, with Max Fried on the rotation on the front end, with Devin Williams figuring it out in the back end, and you don't think you could hang with the Blue Jays or the Red Sox or the Houston Astros or the big bad Detroit Tigers? Who are you, man? Y'all changed. Y'all changed for real. Because this lineup in 2025 at the All-Star break is so much better than it was last year. And I have the perfect example to show you who or why that is. It's Austin Wells. I'm taking Austin Wells as my example for this specific reason. Last year, there was 115 games as a catcher. He had an OPS plus of 104. If you don't know about OPS plus, that is an average for OPS across the league. If you are 100, you're exactly average. Well, last year, he was 104. What is Austin Wells so far? This year, you might ask. He's 103. Very similar. Now, where did Austin Wells rank for the New York Yankees last year in OPS plus? He was their 4th best hitter. And if you don't count Jazz Chisholm, who at this point last year was either just on the team or not even on the team yet, he was their third best hitter. Yeah, Juan Soto's gone. But guess where Austin Wells ranks this year in 2025? He's their eighth best hitter. Perhaps their ninth best hitter, if you count Giancarlo Stanton, who's only played 21 games above him, which he ranks so far in that stat. That should tell you everything you need to know. 1 year ago today, yes, Garrett Cole was coming back and getting ready for the playoff push, and you don't have him this year. That stinks. Guess what? Rodon's better, and Max Fried's right here. Austin Wells was looked at as a guy who had to hit to make this team go. And now, with a full healthy lineup, he's your ninth best hitter. Okay, guess what? Number 2 is not Juan Soto, but number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are immaculately better than what you were offering last year as a team. So I'm sorry that Juan Soto stepped up and was clutch instead of Judge last year, and that's the only reason why you made it to the World Series in the first place. But this team is legitimately good now. It always has been. And if you are a Yankee fan who grew up with this team, who always sees your team in the playoffs, to think you should sell pieces off and not go for it all is blasphemy. How many Yankee fans have we heard over the years say, oh, Steinbrenner would be rolling in his grave if he saw this. Steinbrenner would be rolling in his grave if he saw you saying the Yankees should sell when they're in a playoff position. Are you kidding me? That is not what this team should do. And we'll get to a few names and ideas for how this team should go up even one more notch. But as currently constituted, with Aaron Judge, the best player on planet Earth, at the helm, and Jazz Chisholm, who's playing the best baseball of his life, and Paul Goldschmidt, who hit the fountain of youth, Cody Bellinger, who figured it out, that's when you're going to throw in the towel? What are you going to do? Trade Cody Bellinger, who you just signed, for a guy who might make it in the league in 3 years? Get out of here with that nonsense. Because I'm sorry, you don't expect Garrett Cole to get hurt. You don't expect Clark Schmidt to get hurt. Those things sting. It make your life more difficult. 100% true. But also 100% true, you don't get Cody Bellinger here. You don't trade for Jazz Chisholm last year. You don't get Paul Goldschmidt here this year. You don't bring Jason Dominguez up and put him in key situations to show his worth this early. You don't sign Max Fried, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this entire season. You don't get Devin Williams, who's been the best closer in baseball the last 4 years. Okay, you lost your ace. It happens to a lot of teams, unfortunately. You know what else could happen to a team without their ace? They can still win. The Dodgers had 1 million pitchers last year. Many of them were hurt, in and out of the lineup, in and out of the rotation. Did they dwell on that? No, they doubled down. They added more arms. They had arms we've heard about for years out of the pen because they were throwing anyone they could at you. The Yankees are not in a position to pull back. They're in a position to push forward. And I'm sorry, you went to Toronto and got beat, and now it's time to wave the towel? It's unbelievable to me, especially when you look around at some of the prospects that are out there, and there's one pitching prospect who I absolutely love for the New York Yankees. I actually like him for the New York Mets too, but there's history there. And his name is Seth Lugo. We're talking about a guy who absolutely eats innings, who throws 1 million pitches, who's been a beast since he switched to becoming a starter after leaving the Mets a few years back. Seth Lugo is a guy you move a few mountains for. Seth Lugo's a guy who you put next to Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, and you got a big 3 on the bump. That's for real. That's serious. That's World Series contendership right there. That's without Garrett Cole. And everyone says, oh, well, the window's still open. We got Garrett Cole coming back next year. We'll have Clark Schmidt coming back at some point next year. Luis Gil's coming back at some point, maybe this year, if not next year. If the window's open, you go. Okay? The window's open right now. But every single year you don't win with Aaron Judge, that window closes down, people. That window gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Aaron Judge is 33 years old right now. 33. At the peak of his powers. Making plays in right field that you couldn't believe. Hitting bombs day in, day out. Amazing, right? He's not doing that forever. Paul Goldschmidt was a legitimate MVP level player 2 years ago. Now, he stunk last year, and he resurged to be solid this year. And I ain't trying to say that Aaron Judge is going to be a shell of himself at 37. What he's not going to be is who he is right now at 33. Do you get that? Every year that goes by, that window closes that much more. To sell when you're in playoff contention right now is silly. And you got someone out there, multiple names out there, for the only position really truly left of need, and that's third base. If you should have learned anything from the DJ LeMahieu release from Brian Cashman, is that this means they mean business. Eugenio Suarez, go get him. Ryan McMahon, go get him. Ke'Bryan Hayes, why not? The Yankees can't afford to move a little this, a little that for another chance to win the World Series. Let me ask you one more time, Yankees fans. Big, bad Yankees fans. Always in it, Yankees fans. Scared of the Blue Jays, are you? Oh, the Astros, they have our number. You are not the Yankee fans that I grew up with, if that's what you're saying. Oh, the Detroit Tigers, they're the best in the AL. Got to watch out for them. What have they proved? Javi Baez couldn't touch a baseball for 4 years. Now he's an all-star. Good for him. We trust the Tigers in the playoffs all of a sudden? This is baseball, people. The New York Mets last year might have been sellers all the way through June. It wasn't until July they said, you know what? We got some juices flowing. Let's push forward. Where'd they end up? NLCS. It's that simple. You walk into the New York Mets playing the Braves, final day of the season. Mets shouldn't have won that necessarily. Oh, the Mets got the Brewers. Brewers a good team, man. They going to beat the Brewers? They certainly did. Phillies, what a lineup on this. Zach Wheeler, watch out. Mets beat the Phillies. Look at that. NLCS. Crazy concept. Push forward. Playoff team, push forward. Non-playoff team, sell. And last but not least, if you bring up to me in this argument about the Yankees selling and moving forward to get Cole back and Schmidt back and Heel and Judge is still under control and Jazz is young, don't bring up Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. Please. You're telling on yourself. The New York Mets were not even close to playoff spot when they traded Max Scherzer. They were 5 games under 500. The Yankees are double-digit games above 500. The Mets were 17 games back of the Atlanta Braves in the NL East when they traded Scherzer. The Yankees are 2 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm sorry, but your window's open. Go for it. Go get Suarez. Go get McMahon. Grab Seth Lugo. Push a prospect out for once instead of hugging these players until it's too damn late. Cashman set the tone by releasing DJ LeMahieu. He best push forward. And as a fan, I don't want to hear any more crying, complaining, selling talk. Get frustrated with Boone every once in a while. Knock yourselves out, okay? Get frustrated when Giancarlo Stanton can't run to first base. I don't care. But let's quit it with this team is not good enough. This team is better than last year's team. 100%. So that's all we got. And I gave it all I got right here on Subway Sports Talk. Thank you all for listening. As always, hit me up at pkennedy2ys or at Subway Sports Talk on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. You can find me. If you're hearing me, you found me here. You can find me there. Hit me up on socials. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please, I'm ready to fight on this, man. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Baseball's back on Friday. I can't wait. We'll talk some more Mets. We also got football, man, around the corner. I'm ready to start ripping some crazy takes in football. I'm ready to start talking about football. We're here. We're there. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Subway Sports Talk. Thank you as always for tuning in, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers.